flow cutter as he uttered a calm flow. Don't talk about my mom, yo. Sometimes he rhyme quick, sometimes he rhyme slow, or vice versa. Whip up a slice of nice verse pie, hit it on the first try, villain. The worst guy, spot hot tracks like spot a pair of fat asses. Shots of the scotch from out the square shot glasses. And he won't stop till he got the masses and show them what they know not through flows of hot molasses. Do it like the robot to headspin to boogaloo. Took a few minutes to convince the average boogaboo. It's ugly, like look at you, it's a damn shame. Just remember all caps when you spell the man name.
I ain't gonna lie to you. So, I don't care if I get copywritten by this, you know what I mean? It's a really good song, and given that the recent news that's been happening, like, I can't help but to play this song. Like, as soon as I found out the news, I played this song for at least like an hour, and then I played some MF Doom, Christmas by Cookin' Soul. But hey, you know, hey, what can you do, right? But hey, so welcome to the stream, everybody. I had plans to come in this stream a little more optimistic. Given that there's been a lot of bad news as of recent, it's hard to like just be very optimistic about just New Year's Eve altogether. Like we're already ending the year off on a really bad foot here. It's like God motherfucking damn. Man. So I want to self-reflect for a little bit before I get into Apollo Legend here. Yeah, okay, so I'll go ahead and self-reflect here. This is all off the cuff, by the way. I don't have much prepared here, so I'm just going to be pontificating for at least probably like an hour before I get out of here and try to celebrate New Year's as much as I can. So, in December of 2019, the end of December, I put out a little compilation last year where it was everything that I've done in 2019, whether it's people helping me record or it's just myself recording in recent times. And you might be hearing gunshots, by the way, because I do live in the hood, so that's just a warning as well. But yeah, like I have done a lot in 2019, but just have never really capitalized on the year, only because I was focusing on my in real life. It's like what I'm doing in real life. So after making that compilation, I felt pretty good about it. You know, it brought a lot of my friends and myself together to like just reminisce throughout the entire year. To be like, damn, that was a good time. 2019 wasn't so shit after all. But 2020, however, like, I would say 2020 is not so bad, only because I have been in the house for about at least 6 months before getting back to work. And throughout the time, I tried to create as much as I could to the best of my ability. But given that my process in making a video is very arduous, it's a very long task now. Instead of like trying to create something that's for the mold, for the masses, I do like to create things that I would want to look at, that I won't feel shame for. So that's mainly it. But in 2020 has taught me to at least try to be more, I don't know, like confident in the way I speak. It's been very tough, and streaming has helped me a lot in terms of like gaining my speaking confidence back. But in terms of making a commentary or making some sort of game review or just me shit talking like some old ass game or some shovelware, you know, it gets tougher each month. I try to do it. And it's only because I've been out of the game for so long. And I still don't treat this game so seriously. You know what I mean? Everybody's trying to at least make it big here on YouTube or on Twitch. But at this point, I don't see the point. I feel like I've already jumped ship on Twitch only because they're holding the creators on a tight leash. So I've already jumped ship here. But being that I do like streaming here now, it'll make my content more centralized in terms of this personification I have here. So everything will be all centralized now instead of like having people go to 2 different places at once. And my website, I was able to get a website up this year, but I didn't make much use of it. Only because there was 3 different forms of content I was trying to make there. For one, it's this podcast here that's still going to be hosted on this website. And some Sam Hyde, like, kind of show where it's like I go around or just talk on a couch and I just pontificate for as long as I usually do. So it's usually that. Like I had inspirations there from Sam Hyde to make something like that. I called it like Couch Talk or something. And it was an inspiration for Hyde Wars. But that's going to be retiring in 2021 as soon as I get 2 more episodes done. And that's that. We're going to essentially retire that. Disconnected, it's been rebranded from Internet Retrograde to Disconnected for reasons that like I didn't like the name so much in the beginning, but it was a fun time making those kind of streams. It made me it made things a lot easier to prepare in terms of like talking about things going on the internet at the moment. But given that I'm not prepared today, I'm just talking off the cuff, but I will be prepared next time. But yeah, the podcasting is helping me out here in terms of trying to be a better speaker. The website, however, does need to go through some changes. I would like to host my blogs there now, where I just talk about modern games or something going on in the gaming news. But it's very hard to keep up, only because games journalism is fucking dying. It's dying. Only it's like, if you haven't witnessed my podcast from like earlier this month, where I basically talk about the Game Awards or the Last of Us 2 Awards, most of those people who voted on the Last of Us 2 were industry powerhouses who were in games journalism or in the industry. So, given that games journalism is like has a huge bias and it attacks the people who they're supposed to cater for, it's become pointless to even try to like do something like that. So I'm just probably going to be hosting my blog for typical like reviews. I'll probably talk about, I don't know, life in general. Maybe not. Then again, I probably shouldn't do that, because I would like to take privacy matters more seriously. I would like to not put my personal life on the internet anymore, because realizing that is actually kind of cringe. If you put your personal life out there for people to see, people aren't going to take a liking to it. They're going to make fun of you. So I ain't doing that no more. Jesus Christ. But yeah, though, like 2020, like it has been a fun year to make videos, and it has been a good like 6 months or so. Actually, it's been 9 months since I started in 2020 again. So in March to now, everything's been fine. I wish I would have been more consistent. I wish I could have done things like every week, or at least every 2 weeks, but every month. It sounds just completely reasonable to me at the moment because of my abilities right now. I've been very rusty into the goddamn game, and given that I don't work anymore, I had my last day of work today, and it'll be a little while, hopefully less than a month. I'm going to be currently finding new work, so throughout this entire month, I will take the time to make some videos here and there, and I guess while finding something new for myself to work in, because I'm trying to have a better quality of life here at the moment, because the big brother government's not going to do it for us, so why not, right? So I'm just trying to be more self-reliant and be a better person throughout this next year. But of course, seeing that what's been happening throughout these last couple of months is just completely fucking ridiculous. Now, for one, I guess I can go ahead and get into it now. Where there's this YouTuber, Apollo Legend. I used to watch him back in university. I used to watch his videos about speedrunning a lot because when I would be in school, like when I was in school, and I lived in a rundown apartment by myself, and I finished all my homework. No one's online on Discord. I would watch a lot of speedrunning videos or videos about speedruns altogether. So people like Tomato Anus or like I said, Apollo Legend or Easy Skip. I used to watch those guys. Turns out, a couple of days ago, if not yesterday, he took his own life. And this came out of left field for me. You know what I mean? It's like, sure, the dude's been going through a lot this year specifically, but I didn't think that this whole thing, what he's been going through this entire year, would push him through the edge. You know what I mean? And seeing that he put Dark Viper AU and Easyscape in his description about giving him that final push, I don't like the sound of that. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like no one is to blame here. Not even Apollo here. It's like, sure, it was his decision to take his own life, but you know, sometimes you don't know what you're doing. You don't really think about it. But what has happened to Apollo this year is that Billy Mitchell, the world record holder for like Pac-Man or something, or King Kong or whatever the fuck, sued him for defamation for $1 million, and it's a debt-inducing lawsuit from the sound of it, right? Just from defamation laws. Now, it's to the surprise of nobody that Billy Mitchell has like a track record for suing people. He even tried to sue the people behind Regular Show who made fun of him. And it's like, sure, dude, you can try. It's not gonna work out in your favor, really, because Turner has a shit ton of lawyers. But if he goes after somebody like Apollo Legend, yeah, well, he's gonna have an easier time doing that. But a lot of people were on his side. A lot of people were on Apollo's side, only because he busted Todd Rogers in 2018. Todd Rogers, however, I don't think he took any legal recourse. But Billy Mitchell, he was that guy who doubled down and sent out, you know, basically legal recourse to Apollo Legend here. And for the reason that, like, I don't know, it's hard to really wrap my head around this, is that fucking Billy Mitchell, he put out a tweet saying that there's irresponsible journalism. And it's like, sure, you're definitely not to blame. Like, you do not have direct blame for Apollo taking his own life. But the shit that happened with this lawsuit that happened, I mean, who's to say that, like, that wasn't a factor? Who's to say that wasn't a factor at all? Of course, there were other factors aside from the lawsuit. For one, I can't play the video here because it got taken down for, I guess, breaking YouTube's guidelines or whatever. So I'm not even going to touch that with a 10-foot pole. But I will try to sum up best way I can. In the video, he says that his body has become useless. He has gone through a lot of physical pain. He has been through some sort of medication that makes him even sicker. And he had some mental incapacities after, I guess, taking the wheel of being an online personality. So he couldn't handle that all at once. And that's perfectly normal for a human being, you know? So given that this has all happened now, and it all hit me like a brick wall, and I'm like, oh my God, he's actually gone. Like, I saw the video and everything where he goes into detail about how he's been feeling behind the scenes, and I can't help but to just feel bad. because I did used to like his content a lot. And then I moved on to different genres of video before, after speedrunning. You know, and I became a speedrunner myself this year. But that's besides the point, though. Apollo, he did have a lot of infotainment content for me. I don't know much about his personality. His YouTube videos made him come off more as like an indifferent kind of stoner, a very like apathetic, just like this casual, laid back dude. But you know, I'm sure that Apollo was had a big personality behind the scenes. Hell, he even flew down to some sort of convention to meet Billy Mitchell in person and dressed up as Billy Mitchell, beard and all. And that does take dedication, and it does take some sort of sense of humor. You know what I mean? Apollo most certainly is a G, Dom's Tomatoes, but I don't know. I feel like he didn't go out like a G, putting Dark Viper and Easy Escape in the description. Dark Viper put out a video earlier today where he talked about his many, few interactions that he had with Apollo, and that's most certainly true. Dark Viper didn't have much interaction with Apollo, right next to other people that he's basically shit-talked on. Like the Quartering. He has barely any interaction with that guy, but he just looked at his content and is like, God damn, this is bad. And of course, Quartering responded and just left it at that. Now, with Apollo, there had been some things, I guess, where Dark Viper spoke out against one of Apollo's friend, who was a part of AGDQ. And things just did not go well in that sense. So after that happened, Apollo does research and brings up this former employee of Dark Viper and puts him in the limelight. And they had a whole back and forth for at least like a month, and that was that. I don't know. Then of course a few more months pass on. He deletes his videos in August because of that lawsuit. He had a GoFundMe where he had to basically pay for the lawsuit, so he had to deal with that as well. But given that, I guess some shit happened in court where it's like he just refunded his donators. He gave everyone refunds, and yeah, I guess he owes a lot of taxes as well. I didn't know about that either. I don't know. It was just a whole bunch of shit that went down this year for Apollo, and it's so difficult to wrap my head around it. You know what I mean? And at the same time, I'm getting hit with this MF Doom news. It's like, God motherfucking damn. It's like, can we catch a break at the end of 2020? It's like, what the fuck? I get it for Apollo's case, but I just wish he had been happy for the time that he had. And Apollo's not suffering anymore, without a doubt. He's in a better place now. He's not feeling sick. He's not feeling bad about himself. He's up there now. We have lost a lot of legends in the past 3 years. It's crazy. MF Doom, Juice, Prodigy, etc. Everyone's going out. It's crazy, man. Almost certainly. 2020. Here's another piece of reflection here. Neil Peart, who was a part of Rush, he passed away this year. We also lost the other half of Crime Time. I think his name was I think it was Shad. Shad Gaspard. That was also kind of rough because I used to like Crime Time as a duo back in the WWE. Then with Neil Peart, I like Rush. So hearing that Neil passed away, it was rough. Shit, who else? Who else passed this year, man? Like I'm just remembering shit from like all the way back to from like January to now. Oh, Eddie Van Halen passed away as well. It's just so much going on with this year. It's hard to like just. It's just hard to wrap your head around it. It's like who could possibly be next? I don't know if you heard that, but they're definitely popping off fireworks outside. But Jesus Christ, man. I can't. It's hard to speak about death. It's hard to speak about it, especially when like you just when you respect the person's work, and you've supported them in terms of buying merch or shit like that, or listening to their music with a shit ton of ads. Like it's really difficult. Like when you respect someone's work, and then like when they're gone, you don't know what to do. Except for maybe celebrate the person's life by listening to their music or watching their videos or watching their movies, whatever the case may be. It's in terms of Apollo Legend, it's hard to celebrate his life right now because a lot of his videos are inaccessible. A lot of them have been deleted, and he's requested people to not do re-uploads, being that there was a strong civil case against Apollo. So, I don't know. It's gonna be like a difficult like day to process this and take this all in. But all in all, with Apollo, like I feel like no one here is to blame. You know what I mean? Apollo was suffering behind the scenes, and that was that. Don't you love when people profit off other people's deaths in the modern age? Dude, have you not seen I don't know if you know about this, Dobbs Tomatoes, but somebody, I wouldn't say somebody, but Neverland Ranch has been sold for like $22 million. And I think it was to cover like the lawsuit cases and all that. J Station really do be milking these deaths though. I don't think J Station did anything this time. Because after he pulled that shit with Desmond last year, that was pretty much that. So J Station is busy just like having a black eye and busted fucking lip. Who fucking knows? But like there were some grifters in the commentary community who were like just calling Apollo Legend a coward. It's like, what else do you want him to do? Dude's like stacked in debt. Dude didn't pay his taxes. He had mental issues, man, and it's hard for him to manage. So he was like, yeah, fuck it, I'm out of here. So I guess I don't blame Apollo for that. I'm not gonna call him a coward for that, just because he couldn't manage. Some people have it more rough than others. But yeah, like in terms of J Station, like yeah, he's busy trying to pretend to be fucking beat up or abusing his ex-girlfriend or having a busted lip and black eye and shit. He's just he's a bit of a fucking idiot. I don't know, man. It's tough out here. What's another thing I wanted to talk about this year? See, there had been a lot of happenings in November I did want to cover. He's taking the term anything for views too seriously. I guess if you know about the personality anything for views, his name is Chad. He used to hang with iDubbbz and Filthy Frank and all those people. So, I mean, hey, what can you do? He was kind of like one of those Andys that was like a meme where it's like a Burger Andy, Mexican Andy, or some shit like that. It's just he was like one of those snipers. You watch Cold Ones? Okay, so you do know who I'm talking about. But you know what? Chad did make a name for himself. He didn't have to like write other people's names to the sunset, so that's fine. I'm totally fine with that. You know what I mean? And plus, Chad's not an insufferable human being compared to like somebody like H3. He's had a rough year as well. So I don't know. So it's whatever, man. Posting his cock on Twitter. Did he actually? I don't recall him actually doing that. Did he actually do that? That's fucking nuts, dude. Jesus Christ. And these fucking fireworks are really distracting me too. Like, God, shit, dude, this is rough. Like, I hate New Year's for the fact that he did do it. Got taken. How do you manage to post your dick on Twitter and the next you know you get suspended? It's like, what made you want to do something so rash? It's like, what the fuck, dude? I must stop. All right. Yeah, that was just fucking anything for views, man. But you know what? Like I said, I'm proud for anything for views, like making a name for himself, especially with the cold ones. I'm proud of him for that. Who else did he host it with? I forgot his fucking name. Was it Max Mofo that he hosted with? It's been a while since I watched this show. I've been busy watching Josh Moon's podcast this year, which is basically an iteration of this, but completely different. You know what I mean? I pontificate more. I usually don't know what the fuck I'm talking about most of the time. So, to piggyback on what I've said about November, there were a lot of happenings in November that I didn't want to get into about, but it's on my MacBook and it's all fucking, it's dead as shit. I don't feel like plugging it in, but there was something in November that did stick out and it held on for like another month. He does still hustle with him. The recent episode is the holidays. I'll look at it after this, or at least while I'm playing something later on. But with November, there was a happening that did carry over to this month. So there was I don't know if you guys know about Pyro Cynical, but I used to watch him as well when I was like in high school at the time. So it turns out that there was a person who accused him of being a groomer online, and I don't know, this shit's rough, man. So this guy named Ivory accused Pyro of being a groomer on a platform that he couldn't defend himself on. And there was a lot of doubts at first within the YouTube community. And then some screenshots came out and some videos of the old DMs came out at the time. But being that like this all came out and then Pyro had to like respond to it on Reddit because, you know, his Twitter was suspended. Really just set the bar here. I swear to God, man. But I don't know, man. The opinion shifted when people speculated that Pyro didn't know the age of Ivory at the time, because this YouTuber Turkey Tom also made some sort of like Google Doc, because, you know, we gotta love Google Doc trends, am I right? He made a Google Doc trying to lay out a timeline saying that Pyro did know the age of Ivory throughout these furry fetish memes, roleplay lol xd. I don't know, like this whole thing, like that whole document was just fucking, it was just a big ass trash fire. You'd be better off just trying to heat yourself up with that one if you're a homeless man. You know what I mean? It's like 12 pages wasted, 12 pages of nothing. And of course, like, I'm not trying to speak with bias here, but I feel like Pyro didn't know the age until it was too late. You know what I mean? So he's more aware now. He's apologized, and people are still doubling down and still calling this man a fucking groomer. And Turkey Tom is still doubling down, but he's trying to be ambiguous. He's trying to, I don't know, use his psychology to fucking just make some sort of like narrative. And then there's other people in the commentary community. This current wave of commentary is just complete. Like they just grasp at straws here, and they keep moving the goalposts. They did the same shit with like Fedmeister too. When some new info came out about Fedmeister, everybody shifted opinion, just like that. It's like, dude, are these people ants? your perception just changes. They all sync up with each other, just like ants. It's like, Jesus Christ. And this is why people like Pyro have disassociated from the commentary community. Because of shit like this. Now, he's disassociated years ago with Hey Watch Your Mouth versus Leafy at the time. So he's been disconnected since then. He has done a lot of good for the community when he was still like, you know, one of the big guys. Also, it's midnight for me, so I'll finish with what I'm saying, but of course I gotta do this. Hey Google, turn on desk lamp 1. I got the occasion. Alright, so I didn't understand. Of course you didn't understand, motherfucker. God damn it. Alright. Well, this is it, folks. Happy New Year's, I guess. It's 12:01 and shit. I don't know, man. It's midnight for me because I live in Georgia. But of course, YouTube's gonna say like it's still like 10 o'clock or something. I don't fucking know, man. All right, so let me go ahead and go back to my screen here. All right, so, but yeah, though, like, Pyro has done good for the commentary community, and this current wave of commentary with a hybrid of like IBS. We drinking? I'll drink with you after the stream because it's bad enough I'm already talking incoherently. So I'm gonna wrap this up and give my opinion on it, and then I'm gonna go. So after all that, after the whole Nick and Leafy shit, he disconnected from the community altogether, only because of how people acted. You know, we got to witness so much mutiny that happened within the last like 4-5 years, not 5 years, then within the last 3 to 4 years, in between that time frame. So yeah, though, like I can't wrap my head around this whole thing because for someone who's like completely disconnected from the community, how can you still call this man a fucking groomer? And then when he backfires, when he slaps files, shit, y'all gonna still call this man a fucking groomer. And of course that fucking retard Keem is like, yeah, he's still guilty. It's like, fuck off, man. It's like, you don't know shit. Fuck's sakes. But yeah, though, 2021 is here. So, I'm glad you all gave me the time. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm glad that you gave me your time to hang out for a second while I pontificate and kind of reflect on this year and talk about shit that recently just happened and just shit that I care about altogether. So when 2021, I do have decent optics for this year. However, content, I'll try to be more consistent until I get a job. That's usually how it is. Like, I'm going to be consistent until I get a job. Because this is basically something for me to do while I am unemployed. So, I'll be doing more podcasts and streams on YouTube. Going to try to hit 4,000 watch hours on here. I got to do my best to be a partner before the year is over. Because the year just started. So, yeah. So, I'm glad you all came here to hang out. And yeah, for this outro song, I really don't care if I get copyright stricken either, or at least copyright claimed. But what, did y'all hear that? I gotta check on my dog. But yeah, though, let me go ahead and get out of here and play this final song.
Veins swell, you Bye.